ene eye memma ntade ne emma ntade nyina enkwada ntade so wo mo epimpam bi enso ewo ho
na wo mo akira kwan ewo he
wo mo ewo anya school junction wo mo GN bank no achi ho wo mo ni Destiny Radio ene di enhwani mu fra wo mo ewo ahoma so 0243 539518 0243 539518 aseda fashion ana
obema usu adana ose
Don't touch that dial. You are listening to Destiny Radio.
My Caribbean is my destiny, oh Lord. Show me your way. My Caribbean is my destiny, oh Lord. Show me your way. Destiny Radio. Baba Spirit, my Tafu Mokoropo one time. Panya, my Jagame.
Welcome to Destiny News 936 on Destiny Radio. We stream live on www.destinyradioonline.com, on our affiliate stations Zinyami Radio in the USA and Gospel Radio in the UK. You can follow us on our social media handles: Facebook Destiny TV and Radio, on Twitter Destiny Radio GH, and on Instagram Destiny Radio GH1, and on YouTube Destiny Television for more news updates. Destiny News 90 is brought to you by Sirin Hotel Bar and Restaurant, La Louange Catering Services, Boafoyana Royal City Estate, and Aseda Fashion. My name is Dorcas Mensah. Now in the headlines, Supreme Court order for GRA to preserve e-levy records refreshing, says Minority Leader in Parliament Haruna Idrisu. Also, GA should only regulate public schools. Professor Ayite to government. A 14-year-old boy found dead with body parts missing at Gomwa in the Central Region. In business news, you won't lose anything if you remove taxes on petroleum taxes. UTC to government. And on the foreign front, Tanzania police held about 70 illegal migrants. There's a many more stories we coming your way into 9 News Bulletin. Stay tuned. You're live on Destiny News 9 on Destiny Radio. Now the news in details. The minority leader in Parliament, Haruna Idrisu, one of the plaintiffs against the implementation of the e-levy, has described the Supreme Court order to the GRA to keep e-levy records pending the determination of the substantive case as refreshing. In reaction to the directive, he stated that he is satisfied with the court directive to the GRA.
But what is refreshing and heartwarming today is the second part of the ruling, which gives directives to the Ghana Revenue Authority to preserve and keep the money. At least some people will not be in a right to collateralize it until the substantive matter is determined. For us, we raise this matter because it's of public interest significance, is of
You are listening to
constitutional
Destiny Radio.
significance, and we think that we'll pursue it to its logical conclusion. So we are very happy with the performance of our lawyers. We only pray that Ghana is not going to have two sets of laws, one that serves and protects the elected elite of a ruling government, and one that serves
Destiny
the political
Radio.
minority of an opposition. Judicial notice of our walkout. They walked out. They walked out when the budget was rejected. You know the numbers. It was 274. We're not told that quorum for this.
And that was Haruna Idrisu, minority leader in parliament. Still in politics, some members of the governing New Patriotic Party in the Western North region, calling themselves Western North Grassroots Agenda, has contended that actions were taken against some of the aspirants to deliberately disqualify them on the day of voting. Speaking at a press conference, the secretary of the group, Harry Ado, noted.
Meno are you woman organizers are for solid 4 terms. I was so as incumbent. Yeah, ballot in the Emma no ekoto so number 2. Church of no koko do on one. The picture any ballot paper so. Okobusa ya almost say disqualify. The charge is a form so of fele no. Almost say or trust so degree. Name mum degree. Me one a pen no so the actual degree na share hono. Different from Penya, the federal forms. Incumbent to more organizer or test, you disqualify on day of voting, which is illegal, which is unconstitutional, which is buga tatis. And it is the rules and natural law and natural procedure. Says a Nippon over disqualify now. And so many who prior before the voting day, send about when you invest in current in the campaign. The Aya home tier, na Aya, a Yinana, I say sorry. Na you put here with our last blood. Another illegality declaration being ordered.
He then called on John Boydu to intervene in unfair treatment of constituency executive aspirants.
John Boydu should listen to us. Gaboso and Awumi. Prosper Sabaku, a yes secretary in position.
Is that right?
Sabi, you know, we are not be here to declare when we because any electoral commission as winger, a year grassroots association. No, we cannot declare. Yeah. But we are saying, say, the general secretary of the party should order
the count of the
paper in Gaboso. Send a bear to baby Nibiano, and yes, we be what to note. Say a net, omo year constituency meeting. Maswana call as secretary. Prosper Swako as secretary. And you mean a bear more. And we cannot allow the regional chairman to create confusion
Destiny
in the various constituencies.
And that was the voice of the secretary of the Western North Grassroots Agenda, Harry Ado. Moving on to other story, the Free Senior High School Secretariat has revealed that they have been able to resolve majority of issues brought to them concerning school placement in the country. She also added that by close of this week, they will be done with the rest issues at hand.
It's been 5 weeks since the resolution center was set up, and we've resolved majority of the issues that has been brought on our desk.
You are listening to
Close
Destiny
to 8,000 issues that we have on our desk has been resolved. Yeah.
So you can say that.
For that, I wouldn't say no student is still at home. Some are home because some were enrolled elsewhere, which they were made day. So we need to de-enroll them and make them boarders. I think for them, I can state that on the fact that those people are still home because we need to fix them on the system, make them boarders before they can attend. Looking at
you are listening to Destiny Radio.
By close of this week, we will resolve all issues. So over the weekend, they can start with the admission process, and by Saturday, Sunday, they can all go to school.
The voice of the Free SHS Secretariat. The General Secretary of the African Research Universities Alliance, Professor Ernest Ayite, has suggested that the Ghana education system must be restructured. This, according to him, can be achieved by making the Ghana education system only a regulator of schools and not full manager of the institutions.
Yes. More of a regulator of the school system and not a manager of the system. In doing that, it means that the board of a school should be the one that decides what teachers they want. It should be the board of the school that decides how many teachers they need. It should be the board that decides how many students will be admitted into a school. It should be the board that decides how many boarding houses do we need, and so on. Quite recently, I was at a board meeting at Achimota School, and I was horrified at the list of things that needed to be provided in order for the term to run properly. I was quite horrified by it, but it was also obvious to me that there was no way the Ghana Education Service was going to be able to provide even a half of the things required to run these schools, or this school. So let the school manage it.
Keep tuning to Destiny Radio.
He also stated that in tackling the challenges of education system, the school management must manage the school supervised by their boards.
Management run the schools supervised by their boards. Let the headmaster or the headmistress run the school, not the district director of education, not the regional director of education, but the school head with a good management team. That's the point I think Bukasa was also making. And then you supervise them using the board. Let the school boards be effective. Let the school boards govern the schools. Let the school boards have the right composition with alumni present, with all other interests present, the PTA and so on. But it's important that the school board is not held hostage by the education service, whether by the district director or the regional director. Today, many decisions taken by the board need to be ratified by the district director.
You are listening to Destiny Radio.
And that is why the schools can't do what they are supposed to do. So,
Professor Ayite concluded that making the system effective will cost more money, but should be led to much better quality education to support more rapid national development.
In conclusion, I say making the system effective will cost more money, which the government does not have. But it should lead to much better quality education to support more rapid national development. Ghana is not going anywhere soon if we don't do something about education. And we are not going to go anywhere with an educational system that seeks to keep people at a very low threshold. We are able to count the number of people who have been to school and then we are happy. No, it is what the people can do. Whether working in agriculture, or working in medicine, working in the arts or whatever, what they can do is as important as the number. Yes, by all means, let us raise the numbers gently by making sure that those who have been through our school system are able to compete internationally, are able to compete.
Keep tuning to Destiny Radio.
Until we do that.
Professor Ernest Ayite, Secretary General of the African Research Universities Alliance. Still on education, the Ghana-Britain Partnership for Innovation and Entrepreneurship has been launched at the University of Cape Coast. Speaking at the launch, the lead of the Ghana-Britain Partnership for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Professor Desmond Omani Echampong, explained the need for the youth to be equipped with entrepreneur skills.
To foster culture of innovation and entrepreneurship within universities and facilitate the development of knowledge
you are listening to Destiny
skills
Radio.
required to build industry, companies, products and services. Additionally, the program is designed to promote the development of Africa-UK Universities Partnership that builds institutional capacity for higher education engagement
Keep
and
tuned to
entrepreneur and
Destiny
innovation
Radio.
ecosystem in the selected African countries. This year, British Council rolled out another program, christened Community Building Project. And the aim of this new project, which is an offshoot of the IAU program, is to foster closer collaboration among IAU project partners in a particular country for a better community impact. This informed the design and start of the project, Ghana-Britain Partnership for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, dubbed GBPI.
And that was Professor Desmond Omanie Champon, the lead of the Ghana-Britain Partnership for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Also, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast highlighted how the university was putting in place structures and programs to make the university an entrepreneur university.
What we are doing is we are revising our curriculum. We have a team that is looking at curriculum development, and what we are trying to do is we want to incorporate the 21st century skills into our curriculum. And you talk about entrepreneurship, you talk about ICT skills, you talk about innovation, you talk about creativity. These are the 21st century skills. And what we are doing now, we've started training or doing stakeholder analysis with the departments and faculties. And we are hoping that in the next 1 year, 2 years, if we are revising our programs, we'll make sure that all our programs incorporate the 21st century skills.
According to the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, when students are able to develop such skills, it will enable them to operate anywhere, whether in Ghana, Africa, or globally.
When they are able to, our students are able to develop these skills, they will be
You are
able
listening
to
to Destiny
operate
Radio.
anywhere they find themselves, whether in Ghana, whether in Africa, or in any part of the world. Because when you are looking at ICT skills, you are looking at collaboration, you are looking at critical thinking, you are looking at entrepreneurship, you are looking at collaborative skills. They are all aimed at developing an all-round student.
She indicated.
And that was the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of UCC, Professor Rosemont Bohene. Moving on to other story, a legal practitioner, Martin Tebu, has called on the media to publicly name and shame persons who attack journalists to reduce any further incidents of impunity of such native. Speaking at an event on press freedom in Accra on the team, he called out for the media to call out such perpetrators.
We are all too familiar with the violence meted out to journalists day in, day out. The violence takes various forms, okay? Assault by state actors,
Keep
the
tuned
military,
to Destiny
the
Radio.
police, and the national security, right? Yes, these three institutions. Yeah, they've really been the bane of the military. Some military officers beat some journalists to pulp. The GJ had to intervene. And then we all thought,
you are listening to
short,
Destiny Radio.
We just settled it quietly. There was noise for a period, and then all the noise died down. We shouldn't countenance that in the future. Because you see, if we...
According to him, we should not countenance that in the future, because if such people are not held accountable, the impunity will still continue.
Hold people accountable, the impunity will continue. That's the problem. If you don't hold people accountable, the impunity will continue. So you see that those, what do you call it? Those incidents, there were two of them, that the GJ took it up with the military, top brass and all that. But you see that since then, haven't we had other cases of police brutality? So you see Caleb Kude's brutality happened after the soldiers were not punished.
You are listening to Destiny Radio.
Yes, if the soldiers had been punished, even if the military didn't want to sanction them internally, if they had given up their identities and the GJ had held the journalists to sue them in court, you know, even publishing the stories alone, that's naming and shaming, it would have helped.
Destiny Radio.
See that a few years down the line, see what they did to Kalekuda, the national security operatives. They were mostly policemen, right? Yeah.
He then added that an intensive education on why not to assaulted journalists will help keep the menace at which journalists are assaulted in the country.
Located his shoulder. Yeah. After the Kalekuda incident, assistant professor in the US. So these guys, as we come to the way forward, for me, I think that behavioral change. So running more adverts all over Ghana, more advocacy speeches, okay? Maybe ambassadors of free press, okay? Do more to change because it comes from the mind. If you don't educate the policeman on the essence of not touching the journalists, you don't educate the national security operative, you don't educate the soldiers, then we are not getting far. Because you may publish one story over a period of 2 weeks, that's it, it's gone.
Martin Kpebu, a legal practitioner. You're still live on Destiny News tonight on Destiny Radio. We're streaming live on Facebook, Destiny TV, and radio. You can send in your comments or follow us on our other social media handles for more news updates. Now moving on to Western North region. A trader has died while 7 other persons have been injured in an accident involving 2 trucks in an accident along the Seshi Genasi Bekwai Road in the Western North region. The 2 vehicles involved a stationary cargo truck and a cargo truck which collided with each other. The crash occurred when the trader was offloading plantain into her shop. The Western North Regional ASP Juliana Forsen, who confirmed the accident, said one of the vehicles lost control of his brake and had to run into the crowd, killing one of the traders instantly. The injured persons were rushed to the Seshiriaso Municipal Hospital.
You are listening to Destiny Radio.
Away to the Central region, a 4-year-old boy whose name was given as Kofi Adom has allegedly been killed and dumped into a river at Gomwanyanyanu in the Central region. According to the father of the boy, Bernard Kwekunyakum, the child's body was found with his tongue, hair, and other parts of the body missing.
Bakani mu won bebi omo ye omo nchine ni ade ye gomwa yanyano ntino ye ko hunu na chese omo twitwa akola no awo 4 years ye friend Koku Adom ko no omo twitwa ne tongue no yi ne ma lips no omo twitwa naso etutu ne ni ate enwi no.
You are listening to Destiny Radio.
Etutwa ne nsa no just a near no more training more than to me, no more tone training back and soon in Chinese soon or honor. Tia coin a coon, and Poliasi now collabing a trim or no who said or tension any and no queen and no modeno, but 2 honor. Tia coffee and Indian say Friday now no much.
The father then called on the police to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book.
Tiziano, I said no police in ten.
You are listening to
Destiny because of
Radio.
holiday in Tino. Tiziano. No man say if he a china yami had met China corner motion. O my young Hunshim. China near honor. Money the only 2 or penny or bar and a beman ye a Akatuan Mumia Beman. So far, dear, Omonchobia. So far, the Omonchobia. Dear, your minimum say
Destiny Radio.
I bind the Ohama Yena, Omojumani say, Ombeboy. This is here be doing some memoir, say, Omomwame. The end to me, young Nipaqua or this age man. And open a maker. Yes, I'm so there.
You are listening to Destiny Radio.
Because I know she.
And that was the voice of the father of the deceased, Bernard Kwekunyaku. On the sad note, we go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Original Koyo Enterprise. Oya Nkwankwe. Ejumekuo. Mowe ni swadi hunu se mo pese mo ye nsu edwuma yi bi. Ene me kanfo Original Koyo Enterprise ena ama. Original Koyo Enterprise etu borehole. Yesiesie borehole. Yesanso blow boreholes ni mu edema. Wetu borehole no ama emu nsuo nyina ye nchini nsuo. Ema ohwe ho. Ye we fidie bi a ye friend reverse osmosis machine. Ye de be yi enchini ni nyina efiri nsuo ni mu. Ama na ye krogen ede ama. Ye ton pure water machines, water filters. Ye wo borehole pumping machine. Surface pumping machine, have a pure water and water system accessories in Nanso. Ye will be ho. Ye will engineers on my quadri on swage mu. Omo abeba ababe fixing machine nama be biada wobia. The ban of boreholes are papa dia. Original Koyo Enterprise. Your last stop.
You are come back from the commercial break. In case you just tune in, your live on Destiny News Night on Destiny Radio. We also streaming live on our Facebook handle, Destiny TV and Radio. Now moving on to business news. The Traders Union Congress has rejected government's claims that it cannot remove taxes on petroleum products. It says government must strive to provide incentives that will cushion industry players and consumers. According to the Secretary General of TUC, Dr. Yao Ban, the government has no excuse for denying costs for the removal of petroleum taxes.
I did not agree fully with the president saying that if I reduce or if I remove all taxes on petroleum, Ghana will lose 4 billion. I don't understand what he meant by loss. You see, if you give something to your citizens, you haven't lost anything. The president only looked at the money aspect in terms of quantum, whatever he said he was going to lose. But if in some countries, they actually give money to their citizens, it is not a loss. I think this is a social investment that we need to do to bring calm to society, to avoid any problems from the social groups and so on. And I hope the president will take this again.
General Secretary of TUC, Dr. Yao Ban, still in business news. The CEO of Mobile Money Limited, Eli Hini, says information on transfers have been provided for users of mobile money to enable them see the charges they need to pay before approving their transactions. He noted that the levy will be paid according to the amounts being transferred.
Is provided sufficient information at the point of initiating the transaction, the kind of information that will guide your decision.
You are listening
so
to Destiny
as
Radio.
you initiate the transaction, it tells you, okay, this is your transaction, this is your levy, and this is your charge. So at that point, you make a decision to proceed with the transaction, or you hold on and seek clarification. And of course, our centers are also open for those who need clarification to seek that clarification before they proceed with the transaction. So I think we would get to the 100% level where everybody is comfortable. But for a big project like this, I think we have done very well with the takeoff, and we look forward to smoothing the issues that may be coming up and have a smooth implementation.
He then urged Momo users and the public to continue using mobile money.
Today, I'd encourage them to keep using their mobile money wallets. The value goes beyond what we are talking about today, and the convenience it brings will be the measure for their success in terms of the experience on mobile money. On the education side, it will be a continuous process, and once opportunities like this come, we'll take it to further explain to our customers, because they are the reason why we wake up every morning to go to work, and whatever we can do to make their experience the best, we'll continue to do and invest in the right tools that would achieve that. So thank you very much.
Eli Hini, CEO of Mobile Money Limited. Now, our to sports news. Ghana coach Otu Addo has confirmed that German-based club Borussia Dortmund has granted his request to lead the Black Stars at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Also, the Black Stars will host their 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifying games at the Cape Coast Stadium. The Black Stars have been paired in Group E alongside Angola, Madagascar, and the Central African Republic. The Black Stars will kick off their qualifying campaign with a home game against Madagascar at the Cape Coast Stadium on June 1st at 7 p.m. The draw for the Ghana Beach Soccer FA Cup is set to take place on Thursday, May 5th at the Ghana Football Association Secretariat in Accra. In all, 16 beach soccer teams would be paired as they look forward to sail through to the next stage of the competition. According to the GFA, the Beach Soccer FA Cup would set the stage for the organization of the National Beach Soccer League next season. We go in for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Do you want to build a house in Ghana, or are you now building one? If the answer is yes, then Kissy Property is your solution. Kissy Property is an architect and construction management company who has designed and built houses in Ghana for over 10 years. Using a project management approach, we plan, manage, monitor and control both the building and budget process. This process makes it transparent. You know how your money is spent, what happens at each stage of the project, who is involved, the days each task will be completed, and the resources which will be used to ensure this. We make building in Ghana stress-free. For free consultation, please WhatsApp 079 790 9464. Email info@kissyproperty.com. Visit www.kissyproperty.com.
You're still live on Destiny News Night on Destiny Radio. Welcome back from the commercial break. Now straight to the foreign front. 94 people have been held by the police in Wanza region for allegedly committing various offenses, which includes murder, theft, and illegal entry into the country. According to the Wanza Regional Immigration Commissioner, among the arrested are 68 undocumented foreigners believed to be Ethiopians. He also stated that the migrants were arrested at Sanjo village, where they were on their way to South Africa. He then added that, according to investigations, it shows that they were being led by Tanzania residents who has also been arrested. Moving on, a 3-story mainly residential building has collapsed in Nigeria, commercial capital Lagos, killing 8 people and injuring 23 others who were rescued and taken to the hospital for treatment. According to Ibrahim of the National Emergency Management Agency in Nigeria, the incident happened around 9:30 p.m. It was a 3-story building in which the ground and first floors were used as warehouse, while the second and third floors were used as residential areas. Now moving on to entertainment news. Ghanaian actress Juliet Ibrahim has listed some circumstances which can be termed as rape under marriage. According to her, a former boyfriend camped her for days and forcibly had sex with her until her sister came to her rescue. She therefore termed the act as rape, even though she was in a relationship with the man.
Question.
Yes.
Did I say yes, I'm in the mood? I didn't. I kept saying, no, stop it. You pin me down and you're doing whatever it is. And you're smiling. Say, don't worry. And you're kissing whilst I'm crying.
You are listening to
like,
Destiny
that means
Radio.
you're a rapist. And I had to leave that relationship. Yeah. I had to. I fought my way out of that relationship because he even locked me up in his house for some days until my sister Sonia came to find me.
Your life.
Panic. I was scared. Like, what do I do? Because this guy is huge. He's taller than me. And imagine somebody pinning you down. He can raise you like this against the wall. Like, you'll be against the wall and you can't do anything.
Destiny Radio.
And you can just imagine. And guess what? He was every day.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not happy. You are saying that I'm not happy, but every day he wanted to.
She also admonished wives to report their husbands for rape when they forcibly have sex with them against their will.
You're naive, you don't think about it. But ladies, you can report it now. There are people that go and report.
Yes.
If your husband is forcing you to do when you're not in the mood, it is rape.
Yes.
And I tell these men, like, you cannot force a woman. Yeah. You know, when I'm even dating people and I'm having conversations and asking questions, because when I'm dating, I like to ask questions a lot. I want to know your mindset. If I speak to a guy and he tells me that, oh, when you're not in the mood, what if I'm in the mood? I'm like, I don't care.
You are moodless.
I am not in the mood.
Take your mood
I look at you as a rapist immediately because that means you want to force me. But it's a mental thing. Yeah. You have your mind, body, and soul has to be prepared to receive and make love. You don't just. That is not how you just do stuff.
And that was the voice of an actress, Juliet Ibrahim. So on this note, this is where we end Destiny News Night on Destiny Radio. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Supreme Court orders for GRA to preserve e-levy records refreshing, says Haruna Idrisu, the minority leader in Parliament. GES should only regulate public schools. Professor Aite urges government. Also, 14-year-old boy found dead. Rates body parts missing as Gomuano in the central region. In business news, you won't lose anything if you remove taxes on petroleum taxes. TUC to government. And on the foreign front, Tanzania police held about 70 illegal migrants. And this is where we draw our curtains on Destiny News Night on Destiny Radio. For more news updates, you can log on to our website www.destinyradioonline.com. Follow us on our social media handles. Instagram is Destiny Radio GH1, Destiny Radio on Twitter, and on Facebook is Destiny TV and Radio for more news updates. Destiny News Night was brought to you by Wiz Sereno Hotel Bar and Restaurant, Laluange Catering Services, Boafoya Narrow City Estate, and India Seda Fashion. Many thanks to my producer, DJ Humble, my executive producers, Mr. and Mrs. Asari. I'm Dorcas Besa. Stay tuned.
Don't touch that dial.
Original Koyo Enterprise. Oya Nkwankwe. Ejumekuo. Mowe ni swadi hunu se mo pese mo ye nsu ejuma ibi. Enya me kamfo Original Koyo Enterprise ena amawo. Original Koyo Enterprise etu borehole. Yesisi borehole. Yesansu blow boreholes ni mu edemawo. Wetu borehole no ama emu nsuo nyina ye nchini nsuo. Ema ohwe ho. Ye we fidie na yefre no reverse osmosis. Ye de beyi enchini ni nyina efiri nsuo ni mu. Ama na ye krogen ede amawo. Ye ton pure water machines, water filters. Ye wo borehole pumping machine.